Hello everybody, and welcome to the recap of the Upper Room. Especially as we prepare for Lent, there's a lot of information that I want to make sure that you leaders have, and so if you weren't able to make our Sunday Upper Room gathering, I just want to make sure that you're prepared for Lent. I know it's one that we rescheduled last minute due to the extreme cold. So for those of you who came, thanks so much, and for those of you who couldn't make it, this should kind of summarize everything. I know it gets a little tedious reading a flock note with so much text, so I'm hoping that the video format might be a little bit easier to absorb. I'm going to jump right in with our Lenten content this year. As you've probably heard, we're hosting a parish mission next week, Tuesday and Wednesday, and we're going to have Dr. Mark Gishak coming in to talk about his book on suffering. He's going to present to us both nights, and we'll have a prayer time on the second night. I know that the title, Suffering, and the image on the front of the book might be a little bit intense, but I've gotten to look into the material a bit, and I really think that this is a book that is relatable to everyone. We're all gonna undergo suffering at some point in our life, and so his main point is that we might as well learn about it and learn how we can unite those sufferings to Christ so that our suffering can be redemptive for us. He has put together a set of discussion questions to go with this book if you choose to do this material for Lent. So he's broken down the book into 6 weeks. It comes out to 2 book sections a week, and he's got 6 questions. So as a leader, this is really user-friendly for you. You just grab the book. I'm sending the discussion questions here in this email. You'll see the PDF, and you can just grab and go. If you have not yet ordered a book, please do so via the link that we've sent. It's also in this email. You can either order the books for your whole group and have them pay you back individually, or feel free to forward this link to them and they can each purchase their own book. The same for our other recommended material, the classic With Jesus to the Cross. When you go into that link, you can select which book and how many of each you would like. Just a reminder that With Jesus to the Cross follows the Sunday scriptures. So both of these books are going to be structured as a weekly study. They don't have a daily reflection in the way that the Father Mike Schmidt's Waiting Well book did in Advent. These are weekly, so people can look at the material throughout the week, and then they're split into weekly discussion questions. With Jesus to the Cross does have 3 different cycles. So right now we are in year A of the liturgical calendar. That just means that you could do With Jesus to the Cross 3 years in a row with your group if you like the format, and you would address different scripture readings and there are different discussion questions. I did put this year in the general small group sign up that goes out to everyone an option to select material, just since the suffering book might really excite some people and might potentially intimidate people who are joining small group for the first time. I created a question that prompts them to select if they want to do suffering, if they want to do With Jesus to the Cross, or if they don't really care about material. And this will help me place them in an appropriate group. So for you as leaders, let me know what you're thinking for your group. If you need any help getting access to the books, hopefully the form is pretty self-explanatory. I just want to reiterate that I always trust you as the leader as knowing your group best. So if you think one book would serve you better than the other, go for it. Or if you want to do something completely different, I know there's just a plethora of resources out there. So feel free to have agency and take leadership of your group and pick something that's going to work for you. I do just want to talk about book pickup. If you are doing one of these 2 resources, we're going to make a couple changes just because there's always a bit of a kerfuffle getting books at the desk. It's a combo of different volunteers working the desk each day, some leaders picking up a full stack, some sending their members to get them individually, and the fact that anything that looks remotely interesting, if it's left out, tends to walk away. So I've tried a few different methods of making it work with front desk, and it just seems like it's leaving everyone confused no matter what we do. So we're going to make a shift And this year I'm asking that if you come to the parish mission that you would pick up your book or books there. So I'm going to have a table in the plaza both Tuesday and Wednesday night after the parish mission, and I will have stacks of books labeled there for everyone who has used this online link to order them. There will also be books for sale there, so if anyone comes and realizes they haven't ordered one and they'd like one, you can buy them from a different table we'll have set up for purchasing. But if you're a small group leader, this would be a great time to come get your books. I will also have that table up the following weekend after all of the masses. My hope is that I can catch most people this way, and then there are just a few people who, if they can't make those options, might have to set up an appointment to come grab them. Just really trying to eliminate leaving things at the desk as much as possible. We want to make sure you guys are getting what you paid for in a timely manner. So that's going to be our plan. I hope most of you have already seen, but Father Derek and Jill will be hosting a Wednesday morning series during Lent. So if you're a group that regularly meets on Wednesday mornings and you want to jump into this, or maybe you don't meet on Wednesday mornings but it sounds interesting, you're very welcome. Invite your group members if you'd like. They'll be jumping into this suffering book. They're each gonna present. They're gonna alternate Wednesdays. Each Wednesday throughout Lent, there will be hospitality and their presentation and then some discussion. So everyone is invited if you'd like to register for that. And then one last note on book pricing. Both of the books are going to be $12 each. They are $16 if you were to go buy them yourself on Amazon, and then there would be shipping. So we are getting a nice bulk discount, and we have boxes of both books already here on campus. So you're always welcome to order on your own, but you are getting some benefits by ordering through us if you're going to use one of those resources. Next, I just wanted to kind of talk about upper rooms as a whole, kind of revisit why we do upper rooms, why they're important, and figure out how we can make them work for you better. We offer upper rooms 3 times a year, before Advent, before Lent, and then after Lent. And then we have the small group celebration at the end of the school year and the small group leader kind of reconnection picnic at the beginning of the next school year in the fall. The celebration and the picnic are always a great opportunity to come together, enjoy fellowship, talk about the past year, get ready for the upcoming year. But those 3 upper rooms that I mentioned are really, really essential for being prepared as a small group leader. They are the times where I'm able to have face-to-face time with each of you. You're able to have face-to-face time with other leaders, talk about what's working, what's not, share some fruit from small groups, share some struggles, maybe with different personalities or schedules. I really just can't speak enough to how valuable they are. That being said, I do understand that you guys are all volunteers. You give so generously of your time, both in preparing for and actually meeting with your small group. So I've really tried to honor everyone's calendar by just doing 3 of these and packing as much as I can into them. I know some people have been having communication issues, so that's something that I want to address first. In this email, I have included the contact list that I currently have on the small group leader Flocknote. If you are seeing this video, hopefully that's made it to you, but I would just really ask that everybody take a moment and look through that list, make sure you're on it and your email is correct. I don't change an email unless you request it specifically once I put it into the Flocknote. So I know a few people found out that it was going to a family email or a spouse's account. I just want to make sure that you're getting the Flocknotes because that is my main way of communicating what's upcoming, as well as reminding you about attending those upper rooms. Going forward with the upper room, we are going to continue to offer 2 options each time, but one of those options is always going to be Sunday between the masses. We found that a lot of people have a lot going on, and everyone typically is coming here at some point on Sunday for Mass, and so we're hoping that by offering one always between the 8:30 and 10:30 Mass, we can get a good chunk of people. So the one that's offered on Sunday will always have to be a quicker, kind of more logistic focused meeting. We're going to have to kind of get down to business, talk about what's upcoming, talk about resources, logistics, and get that wrapped up before the 10:30 Mass begins. I'm always happy to stay after and take more questions. You can stay and mingle after, but I'm going to try and get through the material before 10:30 Mass begins. The other night that I will offer can be a little bit longer, and that will have some more built-in fellowship time and discussion time among leaders. So if you're just trying to come and get the information between masses, you've got a really busy week, then Sunday will be the option for you. If you can come to the other evening option, you're going to get a more well-rounded experience. I think some really beneficial time to chat with other leaders, talk about things that are working and things that are difficult, and there'll be a little bit more of a formation element then. I'm also going to be inviting our priests to attend the upper rooms. This last upper room, we had them come and you were able to spend some time with them in Q&A, and leaders found that really, really helpful. If there's anything that's come up in the course of a study or your small group meeting where people have had questions and you haven't been able to answer them, our priests are just such a valuable resource. And so if you come to the upper room, they will be there, and there will be a time set aside for you to bring forward those questions. I'm also going to be trying to use both email and text going forward. I know we are all just inundated by emails every single day. So if you see a text reminder, I'm hoping that catches your attention, but please just view it as a reminder to then go look at the email, which has a more complete set of information. I am limited in characters in the text, so those will always be kind of short and sweet, just a little reminder. I'm hoping that I can get in touch with each and every one of you at least twice a year going forward. In the past, when we had just a couple of leaders, myself, Jessica, Neil, were trying to meet with everyone about quarterly. Now we have over 120 people who have been through the leader training. Now, not everyone is actively leading a small group at all times, but that is a lot of people to get through, and more than I can handle with my other job duties meeting quarterly. However, I do think that nothing can replace that face-to-face time. I know each and every one of your small groups is really like a living organism. It's growing and changing. People are joining, people are leaving. And I think nothing is more valuable than just getting together, talking about it, what's great, what's hard, what questions do you have. So if you see a sign up coming out in the future to connect with myself or Neil, I would just really encourage you to take that opportunity. We only want to meet so that we can help serve you better. And I know lots of you are involved in a lot of ministries. So hopefully a quick touch base will actually save you time in the long run, sending lots of emails and phone calls and playing phone tag. So I'd love to get together with each of you, hear how things are going, hear how I can better support you, or if you're looking for new members to join your group. I always have people coming in who are interested, and I kind of play a matchmaking role. So the more I know about your group, the better I could find members who are a good fit. Lastly, coming down the pipeline, we are going to be making a switch in the way that we do communication, and I'm hoping that this will solve a lot of the issues with Flocknote and email inundation and just missing things because we're all running a bunch of different directions. So I'm just announcing this to give you a heads up, but don't worry, nothing is going to come into effect until after Easter. I know you're probably hearing this and thinking, Claire, I don't want to learn one more system, one more app, and I totally hear you. I really, really think this is one of those things that if we commit to learning it and using it, it is going to absolutely serve us in the long run. So the tool is called Group Vitals, and it's something that the Archdiocese has rolled out for small groups and staff who work with small groups to use. There are a lot of benefits I'm going to go into them in more detail at the upper room that occurs at the end of Lent. But just to give you kind of like a bird's eye view, it's going to allow everything about small groups to be in one place. So Group Vitals will house all of the information about participants that are looking for a new group. You as a leader will be given an account, and you can create your small group. You can contact your members through Group Vitals, so you won't need to have a separate GroupMe or text chain if you don't want to. I, as a staff liaison, will be able to message all of you leaders at once, and it won't come through Flocknote because I know you get a million Flocknotes. Father will be able to log in and see how things are moving. There's a content tab where we can upload all of the content that groups are doing and how you reviewed it, if you like it, if it was tedious, if it was really popular. I know in the past we've been using kind of a janky spreadsheet, and I think this is just going to really elevate that experience. I also think it's going to be much better from the outside if someone is trying to come in and find a group. Right now they fill out an interest form. That form comes to my email, and then, like I said, I do matchmaking and try and find the group that's a good fit. However, you guys are all busy, your groups are changing. I don't always know exactly if and when you're meeting and if your demographic has changed. And so what this Group Vitals is going to allow us to do is you will be able to write a description of your group, mark your group as open or closed, and if you mark your group as open, you will appear on a page of open groups. So when someone clicks the link to sign up as a first timer, they'll be taken to the page where all the open groups are listed. They will all have little descriptions about when and where they meet and their demographic, and then the person can look through, see what might work for them, and request to join a group. So again, I'm going to go into a lot more detail, hopefully calm a lot of fears at the next upper room, but just wanted to give you a brief overview of why I think this is going to be fruitful, why I think it's going to solve a lot of our communication struggles in this age of just so many emails and texts. I think that you guys are going to appreciate having the control over your group communication, marking it open or closed, using it as much as you want or as little as you want. It'll also help me keep track of numbers and things without you having to individually email me all the time. So it's something that I'm excited about. There is a great training video that I'll be sending out after Lent, and I'll also be hosting a live training here, just to give you a heads up. I know that there have been a few bumps with Flocknote and communication, and so I'm really excited to move in this direction. So that concludes most of the information that I have. Just a big, bold reminder to let me know what you're doing for Lent, whether or not you're open to new people or you're continuing with a set group. That information just really helps me track how we're doing for room availability, how we're growing, what studies people are doing. These are all things that our office really likes to know and that I like to know personally so that I can make good recommendations in the future for studies. Let me know what day and time you're meeting, your group demographic, men, women, retired, etc. And if you're open to new people, please just shoot me an email sometime in the next week or so. Ash Wednesday is going to be here before you know it. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. I know you all do a lot. And please feel free to reach out to me with any other questions. God bless.